at a theater reaction. What did I think? I loved it. I loved it. I really did. And when I first heard about this movie and I heard what Blumhouse was doing, and of course now we know James Wan and Jason Blum working together, it is just a match made like perfect, right? We're getting some very good horror films, and if this is any indication of where this partnership is going, I'm all here for it. So, if you're a fan of Malignant, it is written by the same person behind Malignant and everything, and you can tell that this person is all about absurd horror because that is what M3GAN is. M3GAN really delivers everything, horror comedy at its best, and at the same time a little social commentary sprinkled in there for you. And it really, at a point, and I'm gonna say it, I don't know if I'm gonna be the only one that says this, but I kind of got a little sentimental watching this movie. It really got to me at the end of the day, and I very much so enjoyed everything about it. The crowd I saw it was insane with it. They were all laughing, a lot of chuckles, a lot of gas and all of that, because that's exactly what's going to happen here. You're going to be watching this movie, and there are things that are going to happen that you would never have guessed was going to happen. Some needle drops that happen of some very popular songs as well, and just a very, very good time. So I'm excited for this. I cannot wait for the weekend when more people go see this and actually we get that conversation going online with some of the things that happen in this movie, because I think there's going to be some iconic scenes here that everybody's going to be talking about all weekend long. So I definitely do think that M3GAN, if you're looking for a movie that's just a fun time, something to go see, this is it. This is just pure fun horror. I wouldn't say it's like scary if you're scared to see something scary. There is some like moments that will make you jump, but overall it is definitely more of a horror comedy at its core. But like I said at the beginning, there's a lot of social commentary in here as well. Now, whoever voices M3GAN is just like the cues and everything for it are great. This is basically a story that is warning us about how much we actually are relying on technology, and they take it to a very, very huge extreme. But at the same time, you kind of feel like that technology is on the horizon, especially with AI lately and everything that's been going on around it. That's exactly what M3GAN is. It is this cautionary tale about what can happen when technology goes crazy. And M3GAN goes crazy in this. I mean, we've seen the trailers and everything. You know what I'm talking about, and it does get a little crazier. There's some moments in this movie that aren't in the trailer that I think would just like, if you saw it in the trailer, you would want to go see this even more just for that moment that happens. M3GAN, I think, is definitely going to be something that a lot of people are going to be loving once they see, just because of how crazy this movie really gets. And that's something I was expecting, especially knowing that the person behind Malignant was behind M3GAN, but I had no clue exactly how insane and absurd we were going to get with this movie, and we really go all the way with this one. It really touches on a lot of different subjects, but at the same time it all comes together really well. I loved the theater experience as well when I went to go see this earlier, because theater was packed because it's a screening. Screenings usually are meant to be packed, and once we were in there and the movie just started, it very much so feels like this very Black Mirror-esque type movie video story. That's what I meant to say. I need to record my videos later when I get a little bit of rest, so I'm more coherent. But like I said, this is very much so a very entertaining film, one that is really going to, I feel like, please everybody. A lot of my family members want to see this movie, and I can see that this is going to be a movie that all of them will love, even though some of them don't really go out to the theater a lot or all of that. I think that this has something for everybody. It doesn't really go very like into the scary, gory things like that, especially now that it's PG-13. Maybe when it was rated R, it would have, but they pretty much lowered it to PG-13 to get more people out there to see it. And I definitely do think that it is a movie worth seeing because it is just insane, honestly. Let me know what y'all think about M3GAN, if you're planning to see it or not this weekend, if you're watching, or whenever you watch this after the live. Comment in the comments below or on the chat. But if you're thinking to yourself, is this movie going to be good or not? I can tell you, in my honest opinion, it is a good watch. It is not as scary as you would think, or as many people were implying it was going to be. There are some scares here and there, a couple of jump scares, but we know that's the deal with everything. But for the most part, it is just more of like what is going to happen next. And every time M3GAN comes on the screen, she just tops herself more and more and more, and it gets much more ridiculous, much more absurd. And if you're looking for that, this is what this movie is going to deliver. It is camp. If you were thinking this movie is going to feel campy or not, it feels very campy in the best way possible. I can tell you that right now. I am a believer in M3GAN now. Let me tell you, when I first heard about this movie, I was like, all right, another doll movie. They're doing Child's Play because Child's Play is popular again. Whatever. Universal's just trying to get something else going with a killer doll, right? Then I saw that first trailer and I was just like, okay, maybe they're trying to do something different. And then the marketing started to trickle down as we got closer and closer to release date. And I was like, okay, they're going full camp all the way, wackiness, like just crazy, right? They just want to go crazy with this movie. And now that I've seen the movie, I think that they did a very good job at balancing, and this formula that M3GAN has now is very, very good to see. So I will be making a spoiler video tomorrow, like an Any Explain, going over the whole movie. So if you want to check that out, make sure you're subscribed and notification bell on if you haven't subscribed yet. But we're going to go over it all because I do want to talk about some key moments that I don't want to spoil here because this is just spoiler free. I will have a spoiler free review as well for this movie tomorrow. And yeah, so both 2 videos tomorrow on M3GAN, one filled with spoilers and one with no spoilers. One more talking about movie itself and some of the things I liked and didn't like, and giving you my rating. But if you want my quick rating right now, it is a must see. Whether you watch it in theaters or not, I think as soon as you can get to watch this movie, the better. And I think this is a movie that is enjoyed with other people that are just reacting to the absurdness that is happening on screen, because that was some of the best moments when everybody was just like, what? Very, very good moments for that, for sure. So I think all of the actors involved in here as well did a good job. The girl in this movie, actually, I believe is the sister of the girl from Black Phone. So there might be some people that might mistake because they kind of do look the same and sound the same. Then we have the aunt in this movie who is played by the woman from Get Out. I forget her name, but all of the actors in here did a great job. Even the other side characters as well. There's a lot of characters here that are hilarious as well, just to watch how they conduct themselves. And of course, the star of the show, M3GAN, did an amazing job. The voice and everything, the mannerisms, everything that this doll, how it was created and made, whether it was CGI as well, because I think they incorporated both CGI as well as a real person to do M3GAN's like movements and everything. It just works so well for this movie. So definitely a movie to go see if you're watching this and thinking about it still. This is a good movie, honestly. I'm excited. I'm excited how January has already started for 2023. We're starting off strong with M3GAN. We're getting some very good movie from this Blumhouse and Atomic Monster partnership. So I'm excited to see where they go from here. But yeah, if you're watching this, let me know what you thought about it. If you've already watched the movie or not, make sure you're following me. Make sure you're subscribed, all that good stuff. Really appreciate it. So let me know. Are you going to see M3GAN this weekend? If you are, let me know what you're most excited for. And if you have already seen the movie after watching this video, let me know what you thought about it as well, because we definitely want to get everybody's thoughts and opinions. I have a special M3GAN video coming pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Should be hilarious. So you'll see what I'm talking about pretty soon. But like I said, overall, this is the movie to go see. It is hilarious, it is scary, and it will make you think. It will make you think because there's a lot of social commentary here that I think is very important to our day and age right now. And very heavy movie at points as well. I will say it touched on some subjects that I was not expecting the movie to touch upon. And overall, I think it really delivers a very strong movie and a very strong way to start 2023. No clue a couple of months back that M3GAN would be this good, but I am excited and happy for it. So here's waiting to see what the future holds, what Blumhouse will do, because I think that they definitely have a hit here, and we'll see how it does at the box office. Like I've said many, many times this week, it is not about the virality, it is about what is going to happen once the theater opens. Does M3GAN prove to be a winner or not? I think it was like $12 million to make, and I think it's projected to gross 17 to 20 million. assuming they want at least 30 million in order to call it a hit, but we'll see what happens. I mean, they have a pretty clean slate, a run to go right now, because I think everybody who was going to watch Avatar has watched Avatar. So I think M3GAN very much so has a lot of like runway to go and be able to become the box office hit they would want. I'm assuming 50 million is definitely a good number for them to hit to 75 million. I could definitely see M3GAN, however, by word of mouth and everything, hitting that 100 million, because I think it is a movie that it, like, if you think the memes are crazy right now, I feel like once we get closer and much more of these movies get released and people see this movie, I think the memes will go crazier, because there's a lot of meme worthy things happening in this movie in a good way. Yes, in my opinion, Jeffrey, it is a hit, and it is very funny. It is very, very funny. Like, I found myself chuckling a lot throughout this movie, and some of the times it was like a burst of laughter just of how absurd it is. I was saying earlier how it's very campy too, so it's just like things very much so catch you off guard as they're happening, and I enjoyed it a lot overall. Definitely the horror mixed in there as well was very good, and I think M3GAN will be an icon for sure. I could definitely see M3GAN being at that level as well of Chucky, and I had my doubts, I will say, like last year when I first heard about the movie, or 2 years ago. I had my doubts about M3GAN. And then once I saw that trailer, the doubts started to disappear. And like I said, once I saw the marketing and everything, it was like completely gone. And going into this movie, I was like loving it so much. Yeah, definitely worth checking out, I feel. Just for the fact that it's a movie that doesn't take itself seriously. That's the best thing I will say about it. It doesn't try to be this serious movie or anything. It just tries to be this funny, scary, like social commentary type of a movie, and it works so well on all the layers. I definitely do recommend it. Definitely gonna be checking it out. Um, I will say it was not very much a scary movie. It definitely has horror elements to it, but it does have like comedy laced in there as well. But it's not as I will say, if y'all remember Child's Play 2019, it kind of gave me those vibes at first, but this one goes in another direction. I feel that it's more absurd and just like wacky feeling in a good way. So there's some scary moments in there, but they're not really like terrifying. Like, they're just scary enough to make you give you a little jump here and there, but it still works very well, I think, and it doesn't try to be a serious horror movie either. Like, right off the bat, you see that it's more of a weird, wacky movie, what it's trying to be, and sort of has that thing with M3GAN where it's sort of the uncanny valley to it, and how she moves and her face and everything at the same time. A lot of people in the theater I was with were already terrified of how M3GAN looked. But me, I've seen the trailer, I've seen a lot of the pictures already, so I didn't really give me that effect, but I could definitely see that uncanny valley look to her. I mean, you see her right up here in the screen with me here. But yeah, I definitely think it is a good, I would say, comedy horror. That's how I would go first. I would put comedy before horror for sure. So if you're looking just for something that's going to be like terrifying horror, this might not be it, but at the same time, it is still an entertaining horror thriller. More of a thriller, I would say, for sure. There are some parts of it that do feel very in your face as well, but like I said, it's more on the comedy than the horror for sure. But I'm excited. I'm excited for Blumhouse. I'm excited for Atomic Monster, if this is what they're starting off with already, and just seeing where their partnership goes from here. But yeah, like I said, not really a hardcore horror movie, more of a comedy horror. Good comedy, really, really funny moments. I will keep saying it. There are really funny moments because they're just so out of left field. Like, you're watching something and it's just happening, and then out of nowhere, it throws a curveball on you, and you're just like, what? But at the same time, you're just laughing at just how weird and absurd it is. Very, very well done on their part right there. One thing I am kind of disappointed in was that this was originally rated R at a point, and apparently they cut it down in order to make it PG-13, just because they saw how viral it was going on like TikTok and stuff like that. So they kind of like trimmed down a couple of things there, and I can definitely see it from after watching the movie that there were things that they kind of like held back and not didn't show because of the PG-13 rating. So I would have loved to see an R-rated cut. Hopefully we do in the future see that R-rated cut, because I think that it would have made this movie that much more better. Overall, I give it like a B. I do definitely think it is worth checking out. You could definitely check it out matinee if you don't want to pay the full price. It's not something I think is like, if you don't really want to pay that full price, that you should pay the full price. I would definitely do matinee if you can, but I still think it's worth checking out. So I definitely did enjoy it more than I was thinking I would, and I'll definitely be checking it out opening weekend, of course, again, because some of my family members do want to watch it, so I will be checking it out, and it's a good excuse to watch it again. And I think it's a movie that is definitely one, if you watch it with somebody and you've already watched it, you're just waiting to see their reactions as well. So yeah, apparently, Jeffrey, there was an R-rated cut. I had read about it, and I'll probably link it after, or let me see if I could find it, and I'll put it on the chat right here. But there was an R-rated cut of this movie, and then apparently it got cut down to a PG-13, because apparently they wanted more people to go see it, I believe. So let me see if I could find it. But yeah, they had, I think originally had an R-rated cut of it. Yeah, so I'll link the article over here on the chat if you want to go check it out. But there was apparently an R-rated cut. So yeah, that's the article I had read about an R-rating cut. To get that PG-13, they had to do some reshoots and all of that. So I'm just curious to see if they will release that R-rated cut sometime in the future when the Blu-ray or something like that comes up. Yeah, Evil Dead trailer. I talked about it earlier. I was on live earlier, and that just looked insane, honestly. The cheese grater, that got to me. That's gonna be iconic. I already know. And I do want to go and break down that trailer more. I do have a video I need to edit where I broke down the trailer, and that will probably go up tomorrow along with my M3GAN videos. So like 3 videos from me tomorrow for sure. That looked good. I'm excited to see Evil Dead. I think that Evil Dead trailer is going to be attached to M3GAN, so I'm excited to see that on the big screen. And it just looks insane, right? Like, I'm excited that we're getting more of this Evil Dead franchise and see where it goes. But yeah, M3GAN's definitely a good way to start off the year, like I said, for horror. So if you're just joining the live, I just talked about a little bit about how M3GAN is this very absurd, weird, uncanny valley horror, and it definitely relies more on weird and absurd than actually like horror and scary, which is not a bad thing at all. Trust me. If you're looking for something that's going to be like a hardcore horror, this isn't it. But at the same time, it does have this weird vibe to it that does kind of like creep you out when you think about it the more. Especially thinking about how we're so reliant on technology nowadays to do a lot of things, and this movie really touches upon those things, but it doesn't do it in a preachy way. It does it in a way where it kind of starts to click with you as you watch this movie, and M3GAN is definitely that uncanny, creepy looking thing that's just there in the corner throughout the movie. She does some absurd things. She definitely does make you laugh, but at the same time she will also terrify you. There's so many moments where you see M3GAN and things just go left and you did not even see that coming. Like, it is just like, wait, what is going on now? And it just catches you off guard throughout the whole movie. So I definitely do think it is worth checking out for sure. My rating here, if you're just watching and wondering, should I go see this movie or not, I gave it a B, and I'm definitely checking it out again opening weekend because I think it is a hilarious horror film that is worth checking out for sure. One good one to start off the 2023 season year, and just I'm excited for this future of M3GAN. I think they have something special with M3GAN, and I'm here to see it. So pretty much that's all I wanted to come on here to talk about today, is just give you my quick thoughts on M3GAN. I just saw it about 2 hours ago at a screening, and I am checking it out again this weekend. I will be doing a video on M3GAN tomorrow, going more into spoilers and things like that, since it does release tomorrow. And I will have a spoiler-free review as well for M3GAN. And we also have the Evil Dead Rise trailer breakdown as well that we're going to do. We just have to edit that. But appreciate everybody coming out tonight, being on the chat, all of that. Jeffrey, Trevor. We're probably going to do another live tomorrow night, so stay tuned for that. We'll talk more horror stuff and all of that as well, what's coming. Appreciate all of you. And yeah, like I said, if you haven't already, make sure you follow us. Make sure you're subscribed, all of that. Check out our Indiegogo, all of that. And I'll see all of you next time. Tomorrow night we'll have a stream. We're probably doing streams every day for 2023, for at least 20 minutes to an hour or so. So we're probably gonna release a schedule for that. Like we do the Last of Us stream, we do my streams where we do the horror movie talks, all of that. But we are planning to do more of a schedule for all of this instead of randomly getting on all of that. So stay tuned for those announcements. And yeah. So if you're just joining, we just talked about M3GAN, and we pretty much talked about our thoughts on it. And if you're wondering, is this a movie worth checking out? In my opinion, it is. It is absurd, it is weird, it is funny, and just a good time. So that's my review on it. I'll have more thoughts on it as well. I'll post a short after this as well, just giving you my quick thoughts. And appreciate anybody coming out here today. Make sure you're subscribed, following us. We're going live again tomorrow night, and I'll put up a community post about when that time will be. So stay tuned for that. And as always, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Stay safe, stay positive, y'all.